In this video, we're going to talk about Manchester City versus Real Madrid. That game took place yesterday in the Champions League, a 1-1 draw, the first leg of the semi-final.
Tight game. Bernabeu semi-finals always is difficult, and we got good moments, and sometimes it's difficult with the quality they have with the ball.
Yeah, obviously the Bernabeu is a difficult place to go to. Real Madrid are one of the most successful teams in Europe. Going to that ground is not easy, especially given the quality of players they have. Karim Benzema, world class. He's got Vinicius Jr. alongside him, one of the most exciting young players in Europe. Rodrigo is a clutch player for Real Madrid, steps up a lot in the UCL. Luka Modric, etc. The list goes on.
You showed a lot of grit and a lot of fight after going down a goal behind.
No, we started really well in the second half as well. 5 minutes, and after they got the game, we could not take it.
Yeah, obviously in the first half, Real got the first goal with Vinicius Jr., beautiful long shot outside the box. That kind of ruffled Man City's feathers. But yeah, they did well to come back with an outstanding, also long-range shot from Kevin De Bruyne. I think that was also outside the box as well. Two fantastic goals in that match.
So now we travel to Manchester, and we're going to see what can do better. So when you play this kind of games, it's like a playoff. So the second, you learn a lot for the first, and hopefully we can learn. And
yeah, the second leg should be interesting. Obviously, City will go to the Etihad, 1-1 being the score in aggregate. Obviously, they'll be at home this time, although I wouldn't be surprised if Real Madrid do get a result at the Etihad, given that Real Madrid are so used to winning this competition. They've won it 14 times, and yet City have not won it once.
they make a lot of passes. They put a lot of players in the left side. They are really, really good there.
Yeah, obviously Real Madrid on that left-hand side, they've got Camavinga playing as an inverted left back, and Vinicius Jr. obviously on that left wing. Vinny Jr., as I said before, is one of the most exciting talents in Europe, and Camavinga, even though by nature he's actually a midfielder, but the fact that now he's slotting at left back.
It takes total focus, doesn't it, that kind of game? Mental focus as well.
They're so demanding. So they are so good. They have experience, the quality.
Yeah, obviously Real Madrid have a tremendous amount of experience. Like I said before, they've won the UCL 14 times, arguably the biggest club in the world. So when you go to the Bernabeu, you have to be on it. You have to be very switched on mentally and focused. You can't afford to drop the ball against players of that quality. Players like Vinicius, Benzema, an elite marksman, Modric, etc. All these players can punish you if you're not at it. But City obviously did well to get a result at the Bernabeu, not a win. But considering they were behind, they did well to come back.
Defensively, they were very eager to keep Haaland out of the action, and they did pretty well in that sense.
Yeah, because the pockets, the distance between the central defenders and the fullbacks was occupied for attacking midfielders. So for Modric, or Toni Kroos, or Valverde. So it was a twin central defender close to Erling. It was not easy for him, but he moved well and had his chances.
Yeah, a player like Erling Haaland needs to be given the ball. He needs to be fed the ball, supplied it. Whereas a player like Kylian Mbappe can kind of create something out of nothing. A lot of Mbappe's goals start from outside the box, him dribbling in or linking up with other players. But Haaland, because he's just kind of like a goal machine, when he's in the box, that's when he's at his most deadly. So if you can kind of neutralize him, limit the supply to him, that's kind of how you stop him.
Was there a hangover at all from last season, the result and the coming to a stadium like this?
No, I don't think so. I think we have a new team this year, different players, and it's a year ago.
Yeah, obviously it must have been going for them last season or last year to go out to Madrid at the Bernabeu in very dramatic fashion. City were 5-3 up on aggregate, then all of a sudden Real conjured 2 goals out of nowhere, then got a goal in extra time to win it and go through to the final.
I think one thing that I can say, we've learned so much, since last year, and I think now, we have the perfect balance of experience of a few youngsters, like obviously Phil, Erling, youngsters like that who are just world class.
Youngsters.
So. Well,
22, mad, isn't it?
22,
What's
yeah,
crazy,
I mean? And then we have the experience.
In world football, oftentimes when you have a team that has a combination of youth and experience, that's often how you become very successful. With Real Madrid, we've seen that they've got youngsters like Camavinga, Vinicius, Rodrigo, and they've got very experienced players like Modric, Kroos, Benzema. With Manchester City, they've got experienced players like Jack Grealish, Kevin De Bruyne, Edison, etc. Kyle Walker. Then you've got more younger players like Phil Foden and Erling Haaland. And it's kind of mad that Haaland is technically a young player. He's only 22 and yet one of the best players in world football.
I think we've all seen games recently, where they've conceded a few goals, and they probably haven't had the best of results.
Yeah, I think Jack Grealish is referring to when they conceded 4 goals against Girona and it was the same player that scored all 4 goals. I think that's the first time an individual player has scored 4 goals against them in La Liga in the 21st century. I might be wrong, but I saw a post saying a stat that was something along those lines. But obviously when you ship 4 goals, obviously that's not ideal. But obviously today they only conceded 1. against a very potent Manchester City team. So they did pretty decent in that regard.
But I think tonight they defended really well. I think most of our chances, and I even said it to myself, I swear, I says, I feel like we're only going to score here from like a shot on the edge of the box. And we had a few in the first half. Gundo, I think, had one. Rodri had a few. And then when it fell to Kev,
What
I
a
didn't
strike,
know.
by the way.
Yeah, no, it was unbelievable, man. But listen, we see it every single day in training, and you wouldn't choose anyone else, for it to fall to.
Yeah, Kevin De Bruyne is a master at long shot finishing. He scored a couple against my team, Arsenal, from outside the box, so he's had a few long range efforts, and he's really good at striking it from distance. Gets a lot of power behind the ball, and he can also just fire it with laser sharp accuracy, and he can get it exactly where he wants it to. In that corner was a beautiful goal from him, and also obviously the goal from Vinicius was a banger as well.